I did see we do have Poopgate update, which is great. I love that the New York freaking Times is updating us on the Poopgate.
Did you see the headline? Look at the headline, first of all, before we go any further. Why is the running world abuzz? Many reasons, but especially number 2.
Do you think this track ever expected New York Times to write a write-up about it? Anyway, all right. So we have a quote from the story. And I'll read it to you guys. As for what caused the school to restrict access to the track, nobody was willing to fully describe the misdeed. Ooh, yeah, you don't poop and tell. Apparently, Rosario, NAZ elite head coach, said the incident occurred a few weeks ago, but he wasn't sure what it was. So Rosario doesn't know. Stephen Haas, agent for pretty much all of Flagstaff, who trained on the track, said the rumors were only partially true, but wouldn't say more. Only partially true. So like that's kind of an interesting way to like deny culpability, but he doesn't want to say it outright. It's happening anyway. But the story is clearly more than a rumor. Jennifer Chilton, the director of operations at the school district, acknowledged in an email that the school has reduced the number of reservations it was taking to use the track. The reason, she said, was mostly to make it available to students who want to use it. She said, it is accurate to say in a limited way that the behaviors of some runners played a role.
Mm-hmm.
It's accurate to say in a limited way. And then Haas is saying it's partially true. There's all these like half measures. No one wants to just say someone took a shit. She said that while she is not a runner, she has learned that runners relieving themselves outside is not unusual, and that packing toilet paper is common and evidenced. Ooh, people brought toilet paper for their poops. They had evidence. They had forensic toilet paper evidence.
Is just crazy to me.
Imagine collecting this evidence and like for the deposition. So apparently, because they're not allowed to be there, professional athletes have migrated temporarily, they hope, to less storied tracks in nearby Cottonwood or Camp Verde, or obviously in Flagstaff. But though past reservations are being honored. Ooh, this is great. That means maybe some runners are still able to train on the track. And now this track is becoming like a VIP type track where Rosario and Haas are kind of the gatekeepers. You're like, oh yeah, you want to do some mile repeats? It's going to cost a little extra. You can turn this into a profit making scheme. Obviously, they're not doing that. I'm telling jokes here, but that's good to know that there might be some people who are like, they're probably gonna be like, if you live in Flag, you can run, but if you don't live here, you can't. Maybe that's going to be a thing. I don't know. Some members of the professional running community are working on a proposal to restore access to the track that they will present at the school board meeting next week. Oh, I hope this is recorded. I hope we get to see the proposal. It's just one line. We won't take shits anymore. We'll hold it, maybe they pay for they buy a bathroom. Maybe they would do that. Just buy a porta potty.
It's expensive. That's expensive. You're going to get a lot of,
porta potties?
People. Well, but see, the problem with the porta potty is you don't want to leave it out there all the time during regular school use. You want the ability. You don't want a porta potty out there. You would need to build like a real bathroom out there that people can use. Real plumbing.
Why don't you want to keep it out there? A porta potty costs $800. I just Googled it.
Because you have a bunch of high school kids running around porta potty.
Put a lock on it.
Never ends well.
You got to maintain the porta potty. That's not a one-time fee.
Exactly, Cole. Exactly. So I just say go all in, get a structure out there, get the plumbing going, and then you're all good. We always joke about, hey, this should be the next season of Serial, but the New York Times writing an article about this gets us one step closer to this actually being the subject of a 7-part investigative podcast. Because when you have the line like, why is the running world abuzz? Many reasons, but especially number 2, it just makes me think that we're getting closer to a full-fledged investigation here. And Kevin Draper's like a legitimate reporter. He's the one who broke the Salazar news a couple weeks ago. And then just on his off day, he's like, hey, I'm gonna do something a bit lighter. Let's see what's going on in the running world. Wait, what?
Maybe FloTrack could buy the porta potty, and we could sponsor it. It could be the FloTrack porta potty.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? You want to do that? Should we buy a FloTrack?
I mean, I don't know how
typically
branding. You don't want to brand yourself with something where people are, relieving themselves. Though typically, I don't think that's good for like name association.
You could rent a porta potty for $50 to $800.
With all the shoe company money involved, they could probably build a structure out there. I'm guessing. I mean, it's probably gonna be difficult because you got to run like pipes and stuff pretty far, but there's got to be a way to get something going on out there. There's also got to be a way for these adults to figure out how to manage when nature calls. And I know I've run a lot in my day. Sometimes it comes up when you don't expect it to, but that's a pretty drastic step to just go in the middle of the field or middle of underneath the bleachers. Like that's just a pretty. Most people didn't do this. Most people did not.
Oh, yeah.
They've been using the track for years. Most people do not do this. Most people have control over their bodily functions at least enough. It also, when I was thinking about it more, if we did the pod, it didn't surprise me because there's usually one person in every running group. Doesn't matter the level, who's just a little bit out there, and they do weird stuff on the run, and they also like to tell people.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Wow, check out this guy who did this thing," and then before you know it, everybody in the running world knows. Before we go, BU Last Chance this weekend on Sunday, live on FloTrack.